Go ahead. Turn it up. It's the Record Machine Show with your host, Jimmy Howe.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from the band Bombay Black, singer-guitarist Erik Johnson. How you doing, Erik?
All right.
Where are you calling from today?
I'm at home in Conway.
Conway?
Yeah.
Conway where?
Arkansas.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant Conway, South Carolina. I was like, wow, you're close to me.
No.
Because I'm in North Myrtle Beach.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a town called Conway. It's about 30 minutes from here. That's why I was like, oh, maybe he's
I am not surprised. I mean, we've got a Paris, Arkansas. We got a Moscow, Arkansas. We also have a 57, Arkansas, for some inexplicable reason.
Wow. Now you live there.
I think that's referring to the population.
Uh-huh. Now, have you lived there since your childhood, or?
Off and on. I mean, I was born in California.
Oh, yeah? What part?
Montebello.
Nice.
And I grew up out there for a bit, both of my parents were into showbiz, which probably explains why it's murder for me to hold down a desk job. But after a while, my dad, who met my mom doing dinner theater of all things, when I came around, he went back to being a civil engineer.
Mm-hmm.
And then I lived in Arkansas for a bit, and then Mississippi, and then back to San Diego, and then Batavia, New York, which is this little one-horse town between Buffalo and Rochester, and then back, just kind of bounced between a bunch of different cities growing up, and then pretty much I stayed here.
That's cool. Now
after graduation.
Tell me about your musical background. When did you first get involved in music?
It's my dad's fault. I grew up with, my mom was a dance instructor, triple threat. Dad was a triple threat. And there was always playing music because usually it's show tunes and whatnot. But my first record was Quincy. Was it Quincy Jones? I think it was Quincy Jones, called "You Got It Bad Girl." It's the one that has the theme from Sanford and Son on it.
Oh, okay.
But it's called "The Street Beater." But also on that album, there's one called "Chump Change," which is a big balls out drum part to it. And I would get out my mom's pots and pans and wooden spoons, and I would piss all the neighbors off making a racket until she finally bought me my own drum. And then I played drums for a long while. And I finally told Dad I want to learn guitar. And he's like, yeah. So he showed me a few things, but first he had to tell me to hold it what he called the correct way, which would be right-handed, which is how most players play. And I was like, well, what's wrong with the other side? He said, that side costs more. I'm like, oh, okay, sure. Yeah. $500-600. But then from that point, it was just drums and guitar. And then I got into marching band, still in the percussion section, but I took up violin for a bit. I took up tuba for a bit.
Wow.
I eventually will have a Billy and the Boingers tribute. I have a feeling I'm holding out for that. But, and then when I settled here and started playing in bands, it was pretty much, what do we not have enough of? And that's what I would play. If we got too many drummers, okay, I'll go play something else. Too many guitarists, I'll play something else, or bassists, or what have you. That's listening to a lot of show tunes because of my parents, and then getting into movie soundtracks, which for me was my classical music. Most people are like, oh, Bach, Beethoven, Bizet, Mussorgsky and whatnot. I'm like, no, man, John Williams, James Horner, John Barry, just Ennio Morricone. I mean, that was my classical music. And of course, Dad was listening to a lot of jazz, like George Van Epps, fingerstyle stuff, Chet Atkins, lots of Steely Dan. And then MTV debuted, and I saw the video for "In My Dreams" by Dokken. And all bets were off at that point.
Yeah, that was a good video.
Because I was just like, when I saw George Lynch's Tiger Stripe guitar flipping across the sky, the chroma keyed sky, I'm like, I want that. I want to do that.
Nice. Now, I believe every band or artist is influenced by someone. Who are some of your influences musically?
Motley Crue, Kiss, Journey. That's really what we've based our whole sound off of, were those groups. There was a band that had one record called T-Ride in 1990, and it's one of those that you either know about them or you don't know about them. And if you do know about them, you either love them or you hate them. They are, even now, the record to me does not sound dated. But that was all the way through that point. In the mid-90s, I started working at a classic rock radio station. So then I was able to jump into stuff like, AC/DC, the entire catalog for AC/DC, Leonard Skinner, The Doors, The Beatles. And I'm playing one song. Meanwhile, I got another CD player in queue, and I'm listening to something totally different. And it's a collage of everything, really.
That's cool. Now, let's talk about your band, Bombay Black. When did you guys form, and who were the players?
Oh, God. Well, tell you that, you got to go way back to 99. long story short, we formed a Christmas band, and we were doing hard rock versions of Christmas songs. Plus, I wrote some Christmas songs to flesh out the record. Locally, it went over very well. Unfortunately, that's when the year they put out "We Wish You a Merry Christmas" with L.A. Guns and all those other guys, and we just got swamped. We're like, son of a bitch. So we worked on a whole other record the following year, and for me, it was Christmas for 2 freaking years. I never want to repeat that again.
Wow.
And we put out our second, what we felt was more of our real record, and that's when TSO showed up. So that completely killed any momentum we thought we might have had going. Mm-hmm. But of course, when you're having to write that, I started writing songs that were not holiday themed just to get the kinks out. It was driving me nuts. And the bass player in that group's like, hey, this is really good. We should do something with this. And the other 2 guys weren't really into it. One of them had just gotten married, and she didn't like the idea of him being in a band that might go off and play here and there and so forth and whatnot. Young love, they're divorced now, but I digress. So he didn't want to be involved in it. And when I write, I'm very specific. The rhythm section plays together. I've always been bass and drums, very minded that way. And he's like, man, I'm a fun drummer. I just like to get up and jam. I'm like, well, we need something. So we acquired a couple other guys. So right now it was myself and Ty Sims, who was the bass player, also the producer, mastering guy, engineer, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then we picked up Devil Jim, we called him back in the day, Devil Jim Perry, and Rob McCauley. And that lasted for a good while. And then Jim stepped back and we got in Justin Velty, who's now the lead player in the group. And then Rob retired from the band and we got Barry Whaley in for a while. And then we hit kind of a dead point. Ty's wife got offered a very nice job, but she had to move to Dallas.
Oh, wow.
So they ended up moving to Dallas for a couple of years, but I was still driving back and forth. We were still working on album projects and things like that. So that never stopped. Mm-hmm. And that's it. So basically it's just Ty, Justin, and myself now.
Very cool. Now, you guys got a brand new album titled, I hope I'm saying this right, En Fuego, right?
En Fuego, yes.
It's available now at kivelrecords.com. Can you talk about this album a little bit? It's been a while since the last one, right? Yeah,
it's been a bit. Actually, these songs have been basically done for 9 years. And and I've debated on, how am I going to answer this? There's always the employers. Can you explain this stretch where you don't have any work history? At least for employers, I can go, I could, but then I'd have to kill you. I signed a government non-disclosure agreement just to be an a-hole. But no, that's just life getting in the way. Ty and Lisa moved for a bit. I changed my entire life. I'm married now. Mm-hmm. And moved and whatnot, and changes in jobs, changes in just kind of everything. And then dealing with some of the unfortunate truths of the scene, the genre and whatnot. Certain people, you make agreements and, we're all friends here, but when you make an agreement with somebody and then all of a sudden they forget their part of it because you've already done your bit, mm-hmm. that really pissed me off for a while. And unfortunately it was somebody who's way forward in the scene. That's the most I will say about that. But that was a little demoralizing for mm-hmm. me. And I was like, I don't need this.
Right.
I really do not need to put up with this crap. I go to work for a living. I can put up with their crap. At least they're paying me for it.
This podcast is going to feature 2 of your tracks, Just Another Band from L.A. and Come Over Here. Mm-hmm. What's the story behind these 2 songs?
Well, Come Over Here is actually off. It's about an 11-year-old song at this point. It was off of our last record, off of Walk of Shame. And it was just, I don't know. Sometimes you have those songs where you will sit and beat on it for months, if not, maybe a couple of years, this is when I just sat down and I was toying with playing something using the fifth bass string, and just I want it to be funky and groovy, and it came together in a couple of days. Just Another Band from LA. I'm actually halfway expecting flack from more established groups. What the hell are you saying? There used to be a time in the 80s and all through the 90s, we had a great venue here called Juanita's Cantina Ballroom. Mm-hmm. And everybody played. I mean, not just, we had our local people, like there's a group called Pumpkinhead. They were a very popular funk band in the 90s. We also had Tito Puente and his Latin Jazz All-Stars. We had Damage Plan. We had Typo Negative and Drain STH. We had Chick Corea's Electric Band. We had Billy Cobham. We had the Mexican Elvis impersonator Elvis, who would come through there 2 or 3 times a year. And great little venue. And they were always really good about putting up their schedules and saying, hey, here's who we have coming this week. But after a while, you'd see, oh, who's this band? I've never heard of them. I don't know. It says direct from Hollywood, direct from Los Angeles or whatever. And for a time, when you're a teenager and you're absorbing all that and watching the heavy metal half hour, that's how far back I go, and you're absorbing all that stuff, it's like, oh, they got to be good. They're from Los Angeles. This has got to be awesome. And, and then towards the end of that period, it's like, who are they? Oh, it's just another band from LA. It's some other group. I think the last time I saw a group like that, I want to say they were called Slick Lily. Mm-hmm. And they had a single called Dirty Water. It's a good song. They were a good band, did a good show, but it's just like, we've heard this before.
Just another band from LA.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it makes sense.
And the song itself, I admit, I was kind of pissed off when I wrote it. Because of the way we have always tried to set up our credo for playing shows is we're on stage and ready to play in 10 minutes, and we're out of the way in 5. Mm-hmm. Quick and dirty. All our stuff is modular. It's ready to go. We tell the monitor guy, you do whatever you want. We have in-ears. We're set up. We give them an input list. I mean, we are good to go. And we've played with groups that haven't been half that organized, but they're further up the chain than we are.
Yeah, go figure, right? With this new album, do you guys plan on doing any shows? And if so, when and where?
That is all up in the air right now. Part of the problem is the drummer situation. Mm-hmm. Because of the way we do things, because of the way the songs are written, we can't just go down to the bar and hire some guy who's playing 3 sets of blues a night for $150. Mm-hmm. We need somebody who's willing to put in the time. Plus, we don't really make any money off of these shows. When we go and do the festivals, whatever money we get ends up being spent on the travel and everything else. So we tend to break even at best.
Outside of music, do you have any hobbies or interests?
I like to cook. Really gotten into a lot of 3D modeling and 3D animation, video editing. Just watching a lot of movies.
That's cool.
Catching up on all the films that I never saw before.
Uh-huh. What genre do you prefer as far as films?
Horror and sci-fi.
Yeah, I like horror too. Did you see Terrifier 2 yet?
No, I haven't even seen the first one.
Oh, you got to watch it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my must-see list is ridiculously long.
Yeah, there's not enough time for
it's like over 400 different entries on that sucker right now, so. I'm
sure. Now, do you have a website you'd like to promote?
Well, you can go to bombayblackmusic.com, but really that's just kind of a placeholder. Uh-huh. Because we have our Facebook page, of course, Kibble Records for more bands than just us. Definitely check out the lineup because they've had some great albums come out. They got some more great records coming out.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I think No Love Lost is doing a new album soon too, right?
They're supposed to be.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I like
every
that
so
band.
often I get a message from Kibble. Hey man, check out the song. Tell me what you think. And I'll sit down and listen to it and review the tune with him and my thoughts on it. Mm-hmm. I'm really surprised he actually listens to me. I'm the one songwriter for Romeo Riot that actually had profanity on the song. All the other songs are nice and pretty. Mine's great as hell, kick ass, And all the other songs are so nice and melodic.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of your work. You and Ty, on the Steel City stuff and the Love and Chains, and all the other great bands that you've worked with. I think you guys do a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, is there anything you'd like to mention that we didn't talk about today?
Honestly, it's the end of the day, and my brain's frazzled. So, I just, definitely pick up the record. We do have, we put out the lyric video for Just Another Band from LA. We do actually have 2 more in the can. The first of which will be going live on YouTube a week from Friday.
Awesome. Title?
And it's called All You Need Is a Heartbeat.
Nice.
And I'll tell you a little story about that. Way back when, you heard of a band called Station?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, again, 9-10 years ago, they had a song that came out called All You Need Is a Heartbeat.
Okay.
And it was a very good song. It's a beautiful song. It's talking, the hero of the song is talking about the object of his affection, how much he's infatuated with her, he loves her, she's so wonderful. And if you want to know why he's in love with her, all you need is a heartbeat. And I heard that and I went, this shit will not stand. Because I am a cynical bastard. So I decided, well, I'm going to do my own version. Same title and the lyrics in the song, but it's about a newly divorced woman who's going out to clubs trolling for some wank,
Nice.
She's going out to get some. I would call this a female empowerment song.
Very cool. And you said that drops next Friday on YouTube?
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that. And what's the other one you're working on?
The other one is actually an old Too Much TV song. Way back when in the early 90s, good God, there's a lot of history lesson here.
Mm-hmm.
There was a group with the drummer from the Screaming Santas, Ty Sims on bass, Jim Perry, who later ended up in Bombay Black, another guy, Jim Skelton, and a singer, Bart Hall. And they had a group called Too Much TV that they threw together for a battle of the bands because they were bored. And they were doing stuff like a Virgin, My Sharona, Sweet Transvestite from the Rocky Horror Picture Show, just having fun with it. And it took off, so they started actually writing some songs. This song, there's actually 2 songs on the record. One of them is Annie Loves Jane, and the other one is No Sex Before Breakfast, which is what we call our porno funk song.
Nice. Wow, I'm looking forward to seeing that video.
That will be the other one that goes up. And when that is, I don't know, but
the one you spoke of a few moments ago, that'll be this next Friday.
That's a week from Friday, yes.
On YouTube. Mm-hmm. Well, Erik, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show today. I really dig the tunes that I've heard so far, and I'm looking forward to checking out that video and the other one when it comes out. I want to wish you the best of luck with this album.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, and come back anytime. If you guys put out another album, I'd love to have you back on.
Oh, it's in the works. It's always in the works.
All right,
there's really no standing still. If I'm not working on our own stuff, I'm working on somebody else's.
That'd be great to talk about that too. So I look forward to hearing more great stuff from you in the future.
All right, man.
All right. Well, you have a great night. All right.
Hey, you too.
All right. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You're looking away and you look at me just like you've been.
The Record Machine Show is a weekly radio podcast produced by Jimmy Howell Productions. All rights reserved. For information regarding distribution or adding this podcast to your website, please visit our contact page at therecordmachineshow.com to submit your request. Thanks for listening. See you next time on The Record Machine Show.
The Record Machine Show.